Ghost Market Explained. Wall Street has always been a place of secrets, of hidden algorithms and unseen advantages. But what if its latest, most guarded secret isn't about stocks, bonds, or commodities? What if it's about people? Specifically, what if it's about athletes and the very fabric of their future? Forget everything you know about sports betting. This isn't about picking a winner or betting the over-under. This is something else entirely. It's a rumored, clandestine financial system whispered about in the darkest corners of high finance, a place they call the ghost market. This isn't a market for team franchises, it's a market for human potential. It's a high-frequency trading ecosystem built to speculate on and profit from an athlete's career trajectory, their next injury, their breakout performance, all traded as abstract financial instruments in the blink of an eye. To understand the sheer scale of this concept, we have to first understand what it's. Traditional sports betting is slow, clumsy, and based on macro outcomes. You bet on the final score. You bet on who wins the championship. The ghost market, however, operates on a microscopic level. It's not interested in the final score. It's interested in the infinite, tiny events that lead to that score. It's a world where the commodity being traded is probability itself. The probability that a quarterback's throwing arm is about to fatigue, that a striker's hamstring is reaching its tearing point, or that a point guard is about to enter a flow state and hit 10 shots in a row. These are not bets, they are trades, executed by artificial intelligence in microseconds, based on an ocean of data so vast it's almost impossible to comprehend. So, what fuels this terrifyingly precise machine? The AI at the heart of the ghost market is said to be a data omnivore, consuming every conceivable metric related to an athlete, creating a digital doppelganger, a living, breathing statistical model of a human being. Let's break down the sheer volume of its diet. First, you have the intimate biometric data, likely gathered from advanced wearable sensors far beyond the consumer-grade watches we know. We're talking about real-time electrocardiograms, tracking heart rate variability to measure nervous system fatigue, galvanic skin response to quantify stress and adrenaline spikes during a game, muscle oxygenation sensors to see in real time which muscles are fatiguing, lactate threshold monitoring, sleep cycle analysis down to the REM stage, even hydration and electrolyte levels. Every beat of their heart, every drop of sweat becomes a data point, a single candle in a galaxy of information. But that's just the internal data. The system then layers on performance metrics that would make a traditional scout's head spin. Using sophisticated player tracking systems, it analyzes every movement on the field. For a soccer player, it's not just about goals scored. It's about the deceleration rate before a cut, the rotational velocity of their hip during a shot, the G-force absorbed on a landing. These are the precursors to injury, the subtle tales that the human body is nearing its breaking point. For a pitcher, it's the microscopic changes in their arm angle and release point from the first pitch to the 100th, predicting the exact moment when a hanging curveball becomes inevitable. It's a level of biomechanical analysis that happens faster than our eyes can even process the movement itself. And it doesn't stop there. The ghost market AI is said to look beyond the physical, into the psychological. It scrapes and analyzes every piece of public-facing data. It performs sentiment analysis on millions of social media posts, fan comments, and news articles to gauge public pressure and an athlete's mental state. It uses advanced vocal analysis on press conference interviews to detect micro tremors in their voice that might indicate stress, deception, or a lack of confidence. It cross-references all this with their personal life, public relationships, endorsements, off-field activities, building a complex psychological profile. It knows when they're distracted. It knows when they're confident. It knows when they're brittle. All of this is aggregated, weighted, and fed into the model. The result is a predictive engine of terrifying accuracy. It's not just predicting if an athlete will have a good season, it's predicting the probability of them having a good season. This is the ultimate edge. In a world where a millisecond can mean billions of dollars, the ghost market aims to know an athlete's fate 1,000 milliseconds before anyone else. But how does it make that final leap, from predicting general performance to pinpointing the exact moment of triumph or disaster? That's where this technology crosses the line from a financial tool into something far more profound and far more frightening.
Block 2. AI Fate Prediction. The sheer volume of data we just discussed is staggering, enough to build a remarkably accurate forecast of an athlete's career. But the central, most unsettling claim of the ghost market is its alleged ability to move beyond forecasting and into the realm of what feels like prophecy. It's the claim that this AI can predict an athlete's fate, a career-altering injury, a game-winning play, a sudden collapse, not days or hours in advance, but milliseconds before it happens. This isn't magic. It's the power of micro-pattern recognition on an inhuman scale. Think of it like this. An earthquake is a sudden, violent event, but it's preceded by thousands of tiny, imperceptible foreshocks and seismic signals. A human can't feel them, but a sensitive seismograph can. The AI is that seismograph, but for the human body and performance. Let's explore the theoretical mechanics. Imagine a star running back sprinting down the field. To the human eye, he looks perfect. But the AI, processing thousands of frames per second from broadcast feeds and stadium cameras, combined with his live biometric data, sees something else. It detects a 0.2-degree shift in his knee valgus angle as he plants his foot, a subtle inward collapse. Simultaneously, it registers a 4% increase in his soleus muscle fatigue via his wearable sensor and a 12-millisecond delay in his ground contact time compared to his average. Individually, these data points are meaningless noise. But the AI has analyzed every ACL tear in its historical database and has identified this exact combination of micropatterns as a high-probability precursor to catastrophic knee injury. The algorithm doesn't know what an ACL is. It just knows this pattern is followed 99.7% of the time by an event that ends the athlete's season. And it knows this 250 milliseconds the ligament actually snaps. In that quarter of a second, automated trading systems can short every financial instrument tied to that player's future, making billions before his knee even hits the turf. This is the core of the ghost market's power, the immense financial stakes. We're not talking about a $50 bet. We're talking about a new multi-trillion-dollar asset class. Imagine Wall Street creating complex derivatives called performance default swaps, where hedge funds can bet against a player's ability to finish a season. Or breakout futures, where they can invest in the probability of a rookie exceeding their performance expectations. The entity that controls the predictive AI effectively controls this market. They are trading with tomorrow's newspaper. The ability to anticipate an event, even by a fraction of a second, is the holy grail of high-frequency trading.
It's an unfair advantage so profound it fundamentally breaks the entire concept of a level playing field, not just in finance, but in sport itself. And this plunges us headfirst into a terrifying ethical minefield. The most immediate issue is the complete commodification of human beings. Athletes cease to be people. They are no longer heroes defined by their heart, will, and determination. They become living, breathing data streams, biological assets whose future value is calculated and traded by emotionless algorithms. Their triumphs and tragedies are reduced to mere volatility events on a stock chart. It's the ultimate dehumanization, where a person's life path is just another line of code in a financial simulation. What does this do to the integrity of competition? The beauty of sport lies in its unpredictability, in the story of the underdog, the last-second miracle, the triumph of human spirit over the odds. If a select few already know that the miracle is coming, or that the underdog is statistically guaranteed to fail, is it even a sport anymore? Or is it just a scripted drama played out for the profit of an unseen audience? The questions of data privacy are equally nightmarish. Who owns an athlete's heartbeat? Who has the right to analyze their sleep patterns or the microtremors in their voice? If this data is collected by teams or leagues and then licensed, sold, or even stolen and fed into the ghost market, the athlete loses all autonomy. Their most private biological and psychological information is used to bet against them without their knowledge or consent. Worse still is the potential for a self-fulfilling prophecy. Imagine an AI predicts a young quarterback is about to enter a slump. Massive short positions are taken against his performance future. The market movement is noticed. News outlets report on his flagging stock. Fan confidence plummets, and the coach, under pressure, benches him. The AI's prediction has now come true, not because it was an inevitability, but because the market itself made it true. This creates a dystopian feedback loop where human lives are shaped and directed by algorithmic speculation. This is the terrifying future promised by the ghost market, a world where the drama of sport is nothing but a shadow play, and the invisible hand of the market holds the strings, deciding an athlete's fate before they ever get a chance to live it.